Hi there, welcome to 110 RC Scale Tales, and it's the interview episode 2. Today I've got two special guests. I'm going to interview Andrew Norris and Mark Elliott, both members of RC Scale Scotland. They've travelled today across from Scotland's capital, Edinburgh, to the Kingdom of Fife to do some crawling here at Downing Point. Let's go and meet Andrew and Mark. So hi there, please welcome to 110 RC Scale Tales. We've got Andrew Norris and Mark Elliott. Thanks very much for joining me on the interview, episode 2. Andrew, we'll start with you first. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
When did you start RC?
My first RC, I think, was 1983.
Okay, and can you remember what RC that was?
It was a Tamiya, because my dad was working in Tokyo for 6 months. And he came back with this sand Rover, which is like a beach buggy.
Yep.
And I think they're still made now, maybe on a different chassis, but
yeah, I think they were re-released maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
But I believe the original is quite sought after. And am I right in saying your dream is to try and get an original?
Yeah, I've seen a few around, but the prices are kind of pretty high.
I was going to say, yeah, your dream is to get an original, but for maybe the same price that it was originally.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Like about $60 or something.
$60. Okay. And Mark, again, welcome to 110 RC Scale Tales.
Thank you.
Relatively speaking, you're new to the hobby. You came on to RC Scale Scotland a way back, what, in 2018, maybe 2017? Is that right?
It would be about that. It all started off with being bored at work one day, and I was checking some YouTube videos out of RC rock crawlers, and like anything, when you're bored, you end up spending a bit of cash, and before I knew it, I ended up with a Traxxas TRX4 Sport it was, and yeah, it pretty much started from there.
Yeah, so the Traxxas TRX4 Sport, yeah, it sort of took the RC crawling world by storm. Everybody was with the TRX4 Defender, and then they brought out the cheaper version, which is what actually is better than the TRX4 Defender. I remember your truck. It was you put a new body on it. Was that right? Yeah. That's
right. The Sport was a great truck. It had like a Chevy C10 body on it with some small scale accessories, and then after that we moved on to the full blown Defender that had the I think it's the Adventure Defender, the orange one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had the tray back and the flatbed conversion, and that was a nice truck.
Excellent. So back to Andrew. So obviously you got your first Tamiya a way back. So the hobby progressed obviously as you got older.
Yeah.
And more money available.
Yeah. Well, I took a break, to be fair, for a few years. I got back into it, but yeah, I think the next one I got was a 1/24th scale little crawler, and that sort of got me back into the hobby. But then it kind of went a bit crazy.
Right. Okay. Because other things get in the way, don't they?
Yeah.
So when would you say you seriously got back into sort of RC modelling and building again?
It's a few years ago now. I can't think really. Maybe 5.
5.
Yeah.
And like you like the scale side of building stuff as well.
Yeah, scale side. Well, I've got some bashes as well.
Yeah.
I've got currently got a Armour Granite and an Armour Creighton 4S, which I love using, but I spend far more time crawling. Crawling's a thing I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've enjoyed doing some of the model building and scale building and that kind of stuff.
Cool. So yeah, so Mark, you moved on from the TRX4. I remember you got the Land Rover Defender Adventure Edition, which was a special edition by Traxxas. Which replicated the real vehicle made by Land Rover in its last few years of production, I believe. Totally blinged up, wasn't it?
It was a nice truck. It had a few bits and pieces on it. Like these things, it's a bit of a rabbit hole you go down, and before you know it, you've spent quite a bit. But we won't talk about that.
No.
Yeah. So am I right in saying that then led to an even bigger purchase?
After that, I ended up buying a Vanquish VS 410 Pro from the States. I'd always fancied one, and yeah, I got rid of the Traxxas and purchased the Pro, and that was a fantastic truck. it's a little bit on the pricey side, but I think for what you get, they really don't need many upgrades at all.
No,
just wheels and a power system, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because very much the Vanquish is very much the top of the tree in the RC world of crawling, isn't it? It's the one that we all aspire to. Yeah. So I see in front of you, you have come to Downing Point today to do some crawling, and this is a relatively new style of crawling in recent years, which is the LCG chassis. Now, viewers will have seen my one, which is a flat gecko. So I would guess this is another, well, it is indeed another manufacturer. It's a Gspeed, is that right?
Yeah, they're both on Gspeed carbon rails. Yeah.
So do you want to tell me a little bit about the chassis and the setup? Do you want to start?
It was Mark who first bought these Gspeed rails, and he's sort of the trailblazer, as it were, and worked out what he needs to do to get one of these things to work. So I should talk to yours first, really.
Yeah. So I had the VS410 Pro, the Vanquish, and I'd seen some videos on these LCG crawlers, and the stuff they were doing, it didn't look. It looked unbelievable, and I thought I really want to try that, and I ended up purchasing the Gspeed rails, and it comes as like a chassis kit. So you get the rails, you get the panhard mount, you get the skid plate, and some chassis braces, and just went from there. I did use the VS410 Pro as a donor truck for the build, so I think pretty much all I have left from the Pro is the axles, which are the Curry axles that are on this, and everything else is kind of just been swapped and changed, and this is its kind of latest rendition of it, which seems to be working pretty well.
And you're quite happy with the way it performs, yeah?
Yeah. I'd like to lose a little bit of weight off it, but that's probably something that will happen on down the line, I think.
Excellent. Okay, and Andrew, your one, yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
we're going to come a bit closer and look at the chassis.
Yeah, they're both quite similar trucks, really, apart from that's based off the Vanquish, and this is got Element Enduro axles and drive shafts, but that's all that survived from the truck. But yeah, I mean, both use these Team Garage Hack 2.0 transmissions, which are fantastic because they really lower the central gravity.
Yeah.
And underneath we got titanium high links, keeping the weight down. And both trucks have got these DravTech shocks on, which are superb. Can't go wrong with those.
Excellent. So very impressive. I've seen them both perform at the competition we had a couple of weeks back, albeit it was short-lived, the competition, but we're rerunning the competition later in September, so we'll get some more footage then. Listen, thank you very much for joining the channel today. Great to chat and find out what people are up to. Before I go, Andrew, am I right in saying you, sorry, that was a wasp, you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do,
Yeah, well, what I'll do is I'll post the link to the YouTube channel. It's not just about RC, you do some amazing footage with your drones, but also you're a bit of an adventurer. You've done some amazing trips.
Well,
yeah.
Not recently.
Not recently, but there's some footage of, am I right in saying, a motorbike trip to the Cape Horn, is that right?
Yeah, well, I took a motorbike from Edinburgh just across the water there, and I drove it down to Cape Town.
Cape Town.
It was like a 100-day trip.
Fantastic. And am I right in saying you only passed your test about a few days before
No, probably a couple of months maybe. Yeah, a couple months before. But I did my test to do the trip. So.
To do the trip. Excellent. Yeah. And you'll see footage of that trip on the channel. Excellent. So again, what I'll do is I'll post a link in the description to Andrew's channel. But listen, once again, thanks again for joining me on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, share, all of the above, and we'll see you again on the next episode. Cheers guys, bye bye.